right? Because depending on the auditor's assessment of internal control risk, that's going to impact the amount, the nature, the timing, and the extent of the work that they're going to perform in terms of evidence collection. So what is internal controls? Internal controls, as I said, is management's responsibility. And it's put in place, right, is policies and procedures put in place to prevent or detect a material misstatement on a timely basis. Right? Management wants, so for example, management wants to ensure that there's checks and balances. So they'll have controls that says that they'll create segregation of duties, that they will not put any one person in the position of being able to perpetrate and conceal a fraudulent activity. So they're not going to put me in charge of collecting cash, right, and then recording the journal entries and updating the financial records related to cash, because I could still, if I had all those responsibilities, I could steal cash and cover it up. Just write a journal entry to make it seem like it never ever happened. Right? Internal controls it's a judgment process. There's no such thing as a perfect set of internal controls. Internal controls are not going to catch every single thing possible. Why? Because there's this thing called collusion. If employees decide to collude, they're basically overriding the controls, and you won't detect it necessarily, at least not timely. So there's not this perfect set of internal controls that will prevent anything from ever happening, because there's always the possibility of collusion. Which is why when I talked about the message that management sends, the tone at the top, right? What management is willing to do or how they deal with violations of company policy can send a strong message and a way to deter that type of behavior. It's the responsibility of management and the board of directors, and the key objectives of internal controls is to safeguard assets, right? Ensure that financial statement reliability, right? Because auditors have to be able to rely on the information that is being generated, which is why they test internal controls, or why they make an assessment of the effectiveness of internal control. From an internal perspective, for management's purposes, it promotes operational efficiency and also encourages employees to comply with management's directives. Right? So everybody's on the same page. You don't want one department doing something different. You want a standardized set of internal controls.